Okay, hi. So in this video, we are going another demo on player control. And over here, I've prepared a game here from the Unity tutorials from Unity Learn. And here we have the scene view on top and the game view below. And over here, I've placed our player, which is a car. And then we have a few obstacles here, which I have grouped them together in the hierarchy channel here and put them under one file so we can rearrange them together, or we can also move them individually. So in this game, the player here, we have two scripts that controls the camera and another script that controls the car. So in this first script, the camera control, it allows the camera to follow the car as it moves, as compared to last week where we just click and drop the camera in the player hierarchy to follow the car. But in today's video, we'll be going to add a script to the main camera to follow the car. So let's head over the script for the camera control. Alright, so in this player control here, we will declare a variable which is a player here, which is the game object, which is our car, and then we have a new camera offset which we will initialize using a new vector 3 component to specify the location of the camera of the offset. And then in the void start, we won't be initializing anything, and we'll be using this function called the void late update instead of void update, because we want some latency in the camera function. And over here, this is the primary script for the camera control, which is we will transform its position by following the player's location, and then we will add an offset to the back. So where did I get this offset here in this line number 9? So that offset, I got it from where I want the camera to be. So I position the camera first, and then I will look at this transform tab over here to see the offset location. So in this case, previously I have put a 0, 6 and a -5. Okay, -5. So I like this angle, so I just follow this 3 position axis and slot it back in the script. Right. So let's just start game. So as you can see, the camera is following the car. So this is the camera and this is the player, the car. So let's head over to the game. Yeah. So that is for the camera control. So let's go over to the vehicle control. So the vehicle control here, there are a few steps which I did prior to this program. So in the vehicle control script, I have 4 variables here, which is one to specify the speed, and then one is to specify the rotation, the turn speed. And then over here, I have 2 inputs which will detect our keyboards, which is one is horizontal input and one is a forward input. So the horizontal input is to actually rotate the car, and then the forward input is to accelerate the car and also to reverse it. So again, we have nothing to declare in the void start, and then so we'll just start at a void update. So here, the first two lines here is to actually get the input. So getting input from our keyboards. And so thanks to Unity, we can actually set what kind of keys we want. So we'll be using this input.getAxis, and we insert this specific component called the horizontal component. And this horizontal component, you can actually find it in the Unity editor. So if you go under edit and project settings, okay, and then under the input manager, we have this axis. Let's go down, and then let's open up this horizontal. As you can see, we have an A button and a D button available to control. So we can specify what it does. Here for the negative button, it's a left, and positive button is a right. So if we press A, our value should go to negative, and if we press D, our value should go positive. So this is where we get the component. So for the turning of the car, we'll use this component called horizontal, and we slot it back in this input get axis. And then for the forward input, we'll use a vertical, which is this component here. So the negative button is an S, and then the positive button is a W. Okay, and then here I actually have a few comments which we don't really need, but these are just a form of reference if we want to move the car based on the transformable position. So in here we'll be using vector tree again, instead of doing this transformable position, because vector tree is much more straightforward. So in here we have a transform translate. So we transform the car and we translate. Translate means so we can make the car slide left and right and forward and backward. And here we use a time.delta time here. This is so that the car moves with respect to how much frame has gone by, and then we multiply by the speed which we have specified here. So we specify here 10f. We put an f there because it's a floating point, and this 10 here refers to 10 meter per frame, I believe. And then we will put our forward input, and then we will multiply it by our vector tree forward. So this forward here is the same as this line 27 here. There is as you can see here, shorthand for writing vector tree 001, this forward here. So it will only move on the Z axis of the car. So this is a car. If you press play, you can see that it will move on the Z axis of the car. So we can rotate, and then it will only move on this axis of the car, not the world position. So it will only move to the direction of the Z axis. Yeah, so this forward, it means that it will only move it on the Z axis of that particular object. Okay, and then we have, so in order to rotate our car, we have a transform.rotate here. And then same as the above, it's based on with respect to time, and then our turn speed, which we have specified here, which is a 25. And then we have a horizontal input, which will detect our A and D button. And then we have a vector tree dot up. So this dot up here, it means that, so here we have a X, Y, and Z. It will rotate around the Y axis, so which is this thing. That's why we call it up. If we specify it as right, then it will rotate around the x-axis. If we specify it as forward, it will rotate around the z-axis of the car. So let's just play the game on how it works. I think we've done that a few times just now. So this is how, so I'm pressing my W to move forward, I'm pressing my S to go backward, pressing my A and D buttons to rotate the car. Yeah, so that is how it works. And one more thing in Unity, prior to deciding all these values for the turn, we can actually set this to public to actually to experiment with what is the appropriate values we can set for the player. So let's go back to the game here. Okay, now if we go to the script here, we scroll down the script. Since we made speed and turn speed public, we can actually control it here. Oops. So we can play around with the toggle, and then we see it's too fast. So now it is too slow. So we can change the variable from private to public to experiment with the different kind of speed to determine what is appropriate for the game. So that is just one additional info I'd like to share with you. So with that is it for this Unity demo, and hope to see you in the next video where we will talk about creating an UI. Right, thank you, bye bye.